It's been really good to discuss and hear the latest on misinformation and disinformation from a variety of fields. I've been working on communicating information and looking at addressing misinformation, disinformation quite a while. And it's great to see how the conversation is shifting so that we're looking more at looking at behaviour change and creating those norms around it not being good or not being socially acceptable to share misinformation, disinformation, rather than just looking at sort of more media literacy and more shorter term solutions where we're looking much more on the individual user assessing that information. I also really liked the way that we were really thinking of audiences as the user of that information and really understanding their confusions, their apprehensions, and the need to be really empathetic about what they're going through, and not being quite so strong on just, you know, this is the message, but creating that dialogue, creating that conversation to understand those confusions and those misapprehensions. And I think it's really important to now build on this work to really communicate to those audiences and to test different approaches quickly so that we can get rapid insights from the field to ensure that we have better learnings on what works and what doesn't, and also what works at a local context and what can be attributed and what can have insights that we can see globally as well. And I think that's going to be a challenge to see how we can have a global framework of addressing this infodemiology, and then what we need to do at a local level. And whilst I found looking at epidemiology and alongside infodemiology really useful, because I think it really enables you to break these terms down, I do think it's important to remember that information is not always bad, and it's not all, you know, good information is really, really important too. And quite often in a vacuum of information, that's when misinformation and disinformation spread most effectively. So it's also really important alongside this to ensure that we produce good quality, engaging information that resonates with the audience in their local languages, which is vitally important and is very relevant to their world. So it's important that we do this alongside addressing misinformation and disinformation more directly.